Muito obrigado para assistindo.
Para assistindo.
Porque isso é engraçado, cara. Você parece uma búfala.
Alô, como é que vocês estão?
Gente, olha só, hoje a gente tá aqui com um convidado puta especial pra caraca, que é o Glasco. Ele é o cara do Call of Duty.
Gente, a gente montou esse nome aqui, presosemgalabra. Galabra vem da onde, gente?
Galabra.
Dessa criança aqui, gente.
Vem do Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Então, esse cara é mais do que especial pra gente. A gente conseguiu trazer ele aqui, o Chance, e a gente vai bater um papo aqui com ele. Nice to meet you.
Prazer de novo. Meu nome é Glasco, eu sou cofundador de Doghead Simulations e anos atrás Call of Duty. Eu morava no Rio para um ano, na Glória, e agora estou aqui visitando.
So, let's go. Don't you like Call of Duty anymore?
I don't really play it anymore, so I can't really say if I like it or not. I think I was just burned out after making like 6 or 7 Call of Duty titles. So the last one I played retail was Modern Warfare 3. The last one I played a lot in retail, after we shipped it, was Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare. And Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 1 I played a lot. And I love playing those games online because we'd be playing at the office for just hours, every day at the end of work. And then when the game came out, we had all this practice, we knew the maps, and we'd just get together and just slaughter all the noobs. Just slaughter all of them. For about 2 months, and then they'd catch up, and then we'd still do well, but we wouldn't be a complete slaughter. And so, I was hooked on my own game, which when you work on a game for 2 years, and you still want to play it after it's released, that's a good game,
Yeah, that's awesome. And you work, first of all, you worked on Medal of Honor.
Yeah, Medal of Honor Allied Assault was my first game. I had just graduated from a school in Orlando called Full Sail University. I studied computer animation, and actually I drove all the way out to Los Angeles it was a 1988 Honda Accord, which is like, back then it's like the size of a Honda Fit these days, very small. And I'm a tall guy, 190 centimeters, right? And so I didn't have a place to stay. And so most of the time in Los Angeles, I would park outside of a Gold's Gym. So I had a membership at Gold's Gym, and I would put up towels in the windows to block the lights from the street lights.
Awesome.
And then, so I could sleep, and so people could look in my car while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
In the morning, I would go to the gym, and I would shower, brush my teeth, because, try to find a job.
Almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, except way smaller,
Tudo de bom pra você.
But why did you decide to left Medal of Honor and start your new startup?
Yeah. So to summarize it, basically no one really liked working for the owner of the company, and our publisher Activision didn't like working with him either, and so as a result, 22 of the 30 people left, and we was like, well, we have to create a new game from scratch. We ended up connecting with Activision, and at the time, Activision was going to give us a lot more freedom, to make the game we wanted to make. Because we had the freedom, we're able to do things like, aiming down the sight, which I think was the first game we implemented that had aiming down the sight. Just stuff like all these cool mechanics that we wanted to do. And so, but the problem was we had to start over from scratch, from the beginning. We had made Medal of Honor on the Quake 3 engine.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to use the same engine, but we couldn't use all the things we built on top of it because it was owned by Electronic Arts. And so as a result, we had to do a lot of things all over. But the good thing is we could do it faster and we could do it better because we knew the mistakes we had made before. No one had heard of Call of Duty because it was a new franchise. So sales at first were slow, but then the reviews came out. PC Gamer gave us, like 98% or something crazy.
Yeah.
And just good reviews came out and sales went up and up and up. These days, when a game comes out, the first week sales are here, and then because everyone pre-orders.
Yeah.
And your pre-orders are week 1. So yeah, it was quite the adventure.
When you did realize that Call of Duty franchise will become the greatest franchise in the history of games?
Well, thank you for that.
It is.
I don't know. It's not the greatest.
It is,
It's one of the greatest.
It is,
Super Mario
man.
Brothers, Zelda.
No.
Come on. Modern Warfare 1 was kind of that point where we hit like we're up there with GTA and Halo.
Yeah.
And then Modern Warfare 2 is like, we're not just one of the top 3, game franchises. We're now like one of the biggest entertainment franchises, And so we launched it about the same time as Avatar, the film, and we actually beat their box office sales.
Wow.
And so that's when we got like more like Hollywood recognition. We had a red carpet premiere in London at Leicester Square. I got to hang out with, made friends with a lot of the Band of Brothers guys. Just met a lot of cool people,
And inside the studio, did you guys have this perception of the huge successful?
Yes and no. It's like games, it's not like I go on the street and people know who I am, right? So if you took a film that was as big as Call of Duty, and if I was an actor, everyone would know who I am.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like being internet famous, but not even that, because I don't, my face isn't out there. But when you tell someone what you do, then they think you're like a really cool person just because you made it. So it's the easier famous, where it's like you get respect from people, but you don't get all the annoying attention.
Now, speaking about VR industry, virtual reality, what do you think about the games, about the VR games industry?
So I was originally, my software that I'm making now, Rumi, with Doghead, it was originally Albert and I, he's our CTO and one of the co-founders, we were working on a VR game.
Yeah.
And what happened is we had gone, I was living in Gloria and he was in Seattle. And I got a job out in Germany doing some consulting for some game stuff, right? And I had met up with him because I knew him from Full Sail, from my university. We're both in the university's Hall of Fame, and so we'd see each other every year, and we were friends, right? And I had already left Infinity Ward, and I wanted to work in VR, right? And so we're at this, we're actually at this bar, and we're like trying to think like what could we do like in VR? Something not necessarily a game, but something where you learn something. Right?
Yeah.
And like, well, you could teach someone to bartend. You've got the controllers. You could reach, grab a bottle, grab a glass, pour it. You could even have like the line to how much you pour. You get a bonus for pouring, like a perfect pour, perfect mix. You could gamify it, right? And they're like, what if we made all the clients, all the customers, animals, right? And just a bunch of drunk animals, right? And so like, for instance, like a preguiça would come in, really slow. I want a Red Bull. And so you're a bear. You're a bear tender. Bear tender. But in Brazil, it's capi bartender. That's the Brazilian release, capi bartender. So basically, the idea is just like something ridiculous. You're a freaking bear serving drinks, getting other animals drunk, gaining money, trying to upgrade your bar. This is what we started prototyping. Like if you ever tried a video conference on even with good connection, video conferencing, you don't feel like you're there.
Yeah. You don't have the immersion.
You don't have the immersion. And so our CEO said, you guys should fix that, right? And so we're like, we should probably fix this problem using VR. And we realized that VR is like the perfect platform for meetings because you can replicate real life in VR without the distractions that are around you, right? Because it's easy to get distracted. Like there was a study, it was like 68% of people are doing other things while conferencing, right? Well, here you can't do anything else because you're strapped in. You're only in VR. The issue with VR games right now is that even if you make the best VR game ever, there's not a large install base, right? You don't have 250 million people with Oculus or a Vive like you have like a PlayStation or something, right? And so even if everyone was buying your game, you might not make much money. So we're like, our company is made up mostly, like the developers are mostly all from the gaming background. But we realized that there's better opportunities that, in a lot of ways, like more impactful that we can do with VR right now. So in the future, I think I'm going to do, work in VR gaming. I can see it. But right now, I'm very happy we focus on what we're doing now, which I think is fundamentally changing the way we communicate, whether it's a business or you having an online school. I mean, in a conference call, like if 3 people, trying to talk, like you can see when someone's about to talk, like, hey, that's something you lose in video conferencing because you stand in a circle, like it's real life. It's just a very natural experience. So
do you think that the big large companies are able to accept this kind of reality?
It's happening more and more. It's like the first cell phone was like, the cell phone was this big and attached to a box that was this big, and people were like, why would I want that? I could just take a phone call at home, right? And it was expensive. It cost thousands of dollars, right? And so, like any piece of technology, the price drops every year, right? And so it just comes down to the price of hardware dropping, the quality of the hardware getting better. And we're seeing this trajectory in VR sales.
And your main product is Rumi right now.
Rumi, yeah. So it's the company is Doghead Simulations, and the product is Rumi. That's ERUMEE. Multi-niche.
Awesome.
And what's the purpose of the Doghead simulation?
Like
Only
Like
Rumi?
right now we're fully focused on Rumi. You know, a bunch of us are gamers, so we do think about games, but we're not even thinking about producing anything other than Rumi right now.
The possibility to get investment is big in this area.
Exactly, because basically, here's the thing is, there's not a lot of people who can go out and spend, you know, $1,500 because they want to just play a couple games in VR. But if you spend $1,500 and now you don't have to fly to New York as many times from Sao Paulo, you know, you've made that money back in one trip, right? And so it saves people money, so people can justify it.
E, gente, olha só, agora, assim, a gente acabou a primeira parte do vídeo e agora a gente vai bater um bate-papo com ele, que ele falou que tem uma história engraçada de quando ele ainda trabalhava com Call of Duty. Como é que foi essa história, Chance?
Alright, so Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah.
I was chosen to be the person that plays our demo for the press.
Yeah.
And back in the old school days, we didn't do just like a video. We actually had someone playing the game live. So if you had a bug or a crash, you're screwed, right? Or if you had any problems. And so I had to play all gillied up, where you're in the ghillie suit, crawling through the grass, and you're sniping the guys.
Yeah,
and if you remember, if you missed one of the guys, the dogs come out. Right? And so Germany their media is notorious for being very sensitive, right? You know, ever since World War II, they're kind of like, let's be more sensitive, right? And so I was told that I have to make the shots, right? And so I practiced like 20, 30 times at work. I'm perfect at it, right? And so we were in this old East German warehouse. It was like a World War II building that they used for the event. There was 500 media people from all over Europe.
Wow.
And so, so check this out. So I get there and I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, I'm not too nervous. Like, okay, here we go. So I'm playing, and I shoot the first guy, perfect, second guy, perfect, third guy, perfect, and the fourth guy was in a tower. And there's, 4 posts that support the roof. And right as I pull the trigger, his head goes behind the post and I miss it. And so like, I don't know what to do because like, I want to make it look like it's, I'm just gonna play it cool, right? I don't look like I did something wrong, and so I'm running in circles. I can't kill the dogs. That was the one instruction I was giving: is do not kill the dog, because the media, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just not gonna shoot the dogs, right?
Man.
And so I'm running in circles, and have you ever
not kill the dog?
Okay, have you ever accidentally like meleeed in a first-person shooter because R3 is melee, and you get nervous and you squeeze?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm running, and I'm getting really nervous because I'm just like, what do I do? I can't kill them. So I just gonna run in circles for like an hour, like what's gonna happen? And so I get really nervous and I squeeze the controller and hit R3, which just happens to be the button that grabs the German Shepherd by the neck. Snaps the neck right in front of your face for the 500 media people. And this was the first game we weren't killing Germans. We've been making games about killing Germans for years, and finally we're killing Russians. Nope, kill the German. It was a German Shepherd, it was a German Shepherd. And so like,
Caraca, que loucura, mano.
You killed the dog by the neck.
Yeah, I didn't make the animation. That was Mark.
I'm sorry.
What was the reaction of the?
Okay, yeah. So I snap the dog. It's like quiet, and then yeah. It's probably like an American, right? Like, and then after that, everyone joins in like. Yeah. Okay. So get this. Next day, Kotaku, Australia.
Yeah.
Infinity Ward hates puppies. That was the headline.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Kotaku for you.
Mas outra coisa também, uma coisa engraçada também que a gente queria saber aqui, que ele é um grande meme aqui do Brasil. E can you say about Reddit? The history of Reddit?
Oh yeah, so okay, if any Brazilians out there on our Brazil on Reddit. Reddit is a extremely popular website. Communities for everything, and there's a community for all of Brazil. And I posted, because I love the cheese here in Brazil. I posted aonde posso encontrar o queijo que te pede.
Katy Perry.
Catupiry é Katy Perry.
It's like Keisha Katy Perry. I don't know. Keisha Katy Perry? I don't say.
Can be hot and cold.
And so like the next day it's like at the top of like Our Brazil, and it ends up being like the most upvoted post on Our Brazil for like 2 years. And so now like I go on Our Brazil and I'm known as like Keisha Katy Perry guy.
Gente, foi isso aí que a gente fez, essa entrevista aqui com Chance. Chance, thank you for the interview.
Eu queria falar aqui que...
Valeu.
Eu queria falar pra
Junto Brasil.
Junto Brasil.
Esse aqui foi o nosso grande bate-papo, né?
É, bate-papo.
Bate-popo.
I make mistakes sometimes in Portuguese. And today I said bate-popo instead of bate-papo. Last week I said, eu preciso recarregar meu telefone.
Recarregar meu telefone.
Recarregar meu telefone.
First of all, I want to thank you a lot because your work was responsible for a huge part of my life.
Thanks,
so
man. Appreciate it.
I wanted to thank
Hopefully
you.
it's a good part of your life.
Yeah, of course, it was an awesome part.
It's
Responsible about this channel too.
Yeah.
Because we are close because of the Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's funny is you hear a lot of negative media towards games, like they're gonna make kids violent, this stupid stuff that we've already shown through studies isn't true. But the good things you hear as a game developer is like, me and my son became closer. Like my parents divorced, and my dad and I were talking. We started playing, Call of Duty together. Or one guy who told me that he last week in Sao Paulo at a college said, I was really depressed, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 helped me get through it. So there's a lot of there's just so much negative media around games because there's violence, and so to hear things like that, it's a huge boost to my morale. So.
Yeah. Gente, a gente se enrolou um pouco no inglês aqui, que a gente tá muito nervoso.
Você pode falar português, cara.
Gente, a gente se enrolou um pouco no inglês aqui.
Qual é engraçado, cara?
O quê? Porque eu queria, fazer as perguntas em inglês, né? O cara é...
aqui.
O cara é grego, aí a gente falou, vamos praticar um pouquinho o nosso inglês.
Ok.
Né? Mas a gente
deixar
se enrolou um
também,
pouco, né? Mas enfim, foi isso. A gente espera que você tenha gostado pra caramba.
Agora vocês sabem da razão do nosso canal estar aqui, estar presente aqui. Não se esquece, galera, se inscreve aqui no nosso canal e dá esse gostei bonito pra gente aqui. O Chance vai agradecer também.
Agradece a sua participação.
Muito obrigado para assistindo.
Para assistindo.
Eu queria ser engraçado, cara. Você parece uma búfala. Para muito grande, tá bom.
Kratos, God of War.
Kratos.
Now. Yeah. Os links, tudo aqui da Doghead Simulations, do Roomy, vão estar aqui na descrição do vídeo. Tá? Então vocês vão lá dar uma olhada nesse novo trabalho, nessa nova empreitada do Chance.
E o Instagram dele também vai estar aqui embaixo pra você seguir lá e conhecer o trabalho dele e tudo mais.
Exatamente. Então
E
valeu.
Falou!
Valeu.